Yes, hello, hello. Welcome back again. Yeah, they're coming anyway. Let's wait for them.
Jobs. Many jobs can be done remotely. You
Oh,
just need the internet.
is that your
So when
is that
COVID-19
from you,
hit,
Tom?
millions of people drove out of. It's not from me, it's Randall.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's,
Radio.
Ah,
yeah.
you're watching movie.
No, it's a vlog.
Millions of people
Nash.
drove.
Nash Daily. 1 minute video. Nash Daily.
Ah,
A blogger.
blogger. You know
Nash.
what? I heard that the famous blogger in the Philippines. Do you know him? Can
No, no.
I don't know. I, his name is
Will? No.
Kaduna. He's a famous
Pardon.
blogger in the Philippines, but he passed away last days.
Yung guy, the fat guy.
Yes, he has 5 million subscribers. He's very
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to bother you, just to interrupt you, but I must go now. I have some problems here to solve. I'm so sorry. I wish I would be here with you more time, but I can't. Okay.
oh,
But thank you. I hope to join you next week. Okay.
oh sure, sure, Mariana.
Sure, keep
Yes.
safe,
Thank you.
Mariana.
Bye
Thanks,
bye. Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, you
Bye.
thanks for your
too. Bye
company.
bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes. Mm. Okay, so I think we're only four.
Sure.
They're not coming. Anyway, we can talk more. So
Can talk more. Thomas is here.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
Thomas.
Uh, uh, may I start answering next question?
Oh, sure,
Sure.
sure, sure. I will share.
So I have chosen a question earlier. What would I do if I had no money and I would have to catch a bus?
Uh-huh.
So I think that it would be an occasion to start a buskers activity for me, and for example, to be a minstrel, and to recitate a poem for some donations. It could be poem, for example, it could be a poem "Don't Quit," for example, because I just memorize this poem a little. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the roads you are trudging seems up the hill,
Uh-huh.
when the funds are low and the debts are high, and so on and so on.
Uh-huh.
So maybe people would be impressed by my recitation and would donate me some coins,
You will receive.
and this way I would collect enough money to buy a ticket for a bus.
Ah, good idea, Tom. For me, in my
This is
case,
my idea. This is
mm,
my idea.
oh, nice idea.
Sorry? Yeah, I think so. And it would be killing two birds with one stone, or feeding two birds with one meal, because learning English would give me more opportunities in my difficult situation
Mm,
which are about to come. So I can use my English as a tool for obtaining
mm,
new goals. Sorry.
new goals. Yeah, yeah, exactly. For me, if I had to catch a bus, but I don't have money, any money. Actually, this happened to me in the here in Korea
Yeah.
because I didn't have my no no I have my cash, but it's 10,000 bill, and then the driver didn't have was this cash, and then I can't use my bus card because I don't have credit on my bus card. So what I did was I just asked the bus driver his bank account. Please give me your bank account, and then later on, I I just deposit my transportation. Mm. And in Korea, they're not really strict. If you don't have your money, then they just consider you. Or if you ask their bank account, then they must really appreciate the one that you are going to pay them later on.
And it was real situation, and he agreed to
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
this.
He gave me his bank account, and then later on, I just deposit my transportation.
Uh, uh,
Yeah.
You know, when I was in Germany, in the East Germany, many years ago, during the communist era, in their buses, it was such a custom that there were machines for buying a ticket, but they were not fully automatic. It was like that you should insert a coin in this machine, and the coin was visible because it was in the translucent box visible for other passengers, and it was obvious that you inserted a coin, and when you inserted a coin, you could pull the handle and print yourself a ticket.
Mm,
But it was also possible to print this ticket without putting the coin. So it was based on the honesty of the people,
oh, oh,
that
oh.
they would put the coin, and that they would be, how to say it, frank, yeah, and would not cheat the company. So it was like that some people only make a noise of coin going into the box, and pulled this handle, and they cheated like them. It's like that. So it was funny mechanism. It was
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
possible to cheat very easily.
Yeah, yeah. Nice story. So it depends if you're honest person or not. You can cheat. I see. Okay, thank you so much,
Okay.
Tom. How about Randa?
Yeah, and also the bus in our country, there you ask permission to driver. Sometimes driver will you. Sometimes the driver can give you a ride
Mm, 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 mm.
in our country.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
ask the driver.
Mm, mm. Yeah, exactly. Because in the Philippines, also, if you don't have money, you can talk to the driver,
That's
and then if the driver
still the problem.
uh, is kind, then they can give you ride for free. Yeah.
And also number seven, and what would I do if I saw a man hitting woman? This is a hard situation. It depends upon, because you will interact with maybe they're married. You're not allowed to
Mm,
interpret to their relationship. But I guess I will call the police. Policeman will do the job.
mm.
That's the right way, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So just call somebody to some official to reinforce the law
Mm,
for this man hitting her girlfriend or her wife.
mm, mm,
That's
mm.
the right way, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Much better if you call to the
Uh,
authority.
30, yes.
Because if you interact with them, maybe you
Yeah.
might get hurt also.
Yeah.
With the pen.
That's
It's dangerous.
the
Oh. So you have to be careful yourself.
yeah.
Be safe first. Okay, so how about Arja?
Yes. Uh,
Sound like RJ.
Arja.
RJ.
Uh-huh.
I
Nice.
will explain about my situation and why I don't have money. I will
Yeah.
tell the driver. Then,
Uh,
if he allow me, then I will explain that how much helpful it would be for me if he allow me to go, and why I need to go there. I will explain that if he don't allow, then actually I have nothing to do.
just walk.
Oh, yes, only walk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, you can talk to the driver first.
Yes.
Mm.
Mm,
If he allows you to take the bus
mm,
on his
mm.
bus, then be grateful.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I also tell him why I need to go.
Mhm. Okay. So thank you so much, Arja. How about Fabio?
Okay, let me unmute. Oh, I already.
You're already on mute, Fabio. I can hear you're typing.
Oh, that's so awkward. Okay, I was thinking like in the sixth, right? What would you do if you had to catch the bus but you don't have any money? Okay, I would say I don't know actually if that happen in another country, but here if you don't have anything, you can ask to the passenger to give you some money, right? Or at least we use here actually a car, like you have some credit, you recheck it regularly. If you don't have money, you can ask to the passenger, and that will be perfectly normal. And even though if you don't have like if you don't like get any help from them, you can even travel for free, right?
Mm-mm.
So I guess I wanted to put it right there. I don't know if it's that common in other countries, but yeah, definitely just wait. If someone will help me, if they don't, I will just travel for free. It's not like it depends. Like actually, sometimes some like drivers could be really angry or upset of you and don't allows you to be with them. But anyways, in most of the cases, I will say that you can actually take an advantage of it, and yeah, and don't waste your money, right? Your
Mm-mm.
own money.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that happening in other countries? I
Um,
wonder.
I heard once a fantastic story about a man
Okay.
in the United States. He couldn't afford to buy a car and to drive with his car to work. So each day he walked on his foot to the work, and he had to wake up at the 3 o'clock in the morning to be on time in his work, and it took him about 3 hours to 3 or even more hours to get there to his work, and he used to do it on a daily basis. And at one time, somebody not it was like that police one day catched him. The police catched him that he is going on foot on the road in the night, and what's going on. And he explained them, and they didn't believe him, and they arrested him for wrong doing. And then somebody get noticed about this, and it was put on Facebook, and this new get viral. And he was offered a new car, which was bought by people which donated on this purpose as a public collection. On Facebook, it was organized a public collection of money for his purposes, and he was obtained a car, and he was able to drive to work. And he became a hero because he was so determined to work and to be honest at the same time. He he don't he he didn't want to beg or do something wrong, so he went on foot to his work daily,
Oh,
many kilometers.
that's a nice story. Nice story, Tom. Yeah, I hope everyone will notice those people who go to work on foot and then give a buy a car. Yeah, yeah. Oh, thank you so
But
much.
it was also a greater problem because it was like that even though he had a work, he wasn't able, he couldn't afford to buy a car because his wages were so minimal that he couldn't rent a house in this town because it was too expensive for him, or he couldn't buy a car because these wages were so little, so minimal, and it was a greater problem that people are not paid in the decent way, that they are used by the employees, and they are not paid in the right way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, because if you had just earn minimum wages, it's hard for you to buy car because it's good enough for you to buy food or your
Mhm,
daily needs. So
mhm.
yeah, it's impossible for you to have a car.
If you live in the United States, the communication, the public communication is not so popular. It's not so available because in the United States everything is focused on private cars, and the communication between towns, public communication is not available. So everyone should have a car rather than use the public communication,
Public transportation.
public transportation. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
right,
Because
exactly.
because same here in also in Korea, usually people have their own car. So uh, for me, it's hard for me to have my own car because I'm scared. But I can have if I want, but maybe later on I need to practice driving first because I took my driver's license before, but I failed the actual exam, and then since that time, because I was too nervous, since that time, no, 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 I can't do this, and then I just quit. And yeah,
Also, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
Oh,
also, if you have your own car, you have to pay your gasoline, your insurance. So it's
yeah.
more expensive. You should have lots of money to pay those expenses. So much better
But
if you just take a bus, and then much better. You just pay your bus transportation. You don't need to worry about your insurance, your gasoline. If you don't have your gasoline, you have to buy gasoline.
here
But
in UAE, it's also the car is necessity here because other places to place so too far. We
uh,
need to
you should
just
have your own
have
car.
choose your own car. But the gasoline is so cheaper. It's a cheaper.
Yeah,
Gasoline here is cheaper. This
cheaper.
Middle East. Yeah. It's
But
only what
what about what about the cost of insurance
Insurance.
that's
of
more
your car?
expensive than insurance. It depends upon your car. It's brand new. It's comprehensive insurance. That's more expensive. But if you're only a TPR and a lower, a not brand new car, that's a much cheaper
Mm, mm, mm,
insurance here. But when the price of the car is more cheaper.
mm. But
And
I think
you can buy a sedan for more It's like five. It's like a dirham for 5,000 dirham like that. It's
Mm.
almost 60,000 pesos in the Philippines peso.
Oh, it's expensive. Same here in Korea.
No, it's a sedan. It's a sedan.
If your car is bigger, you have to pay your insurance for 1,200,000 won a year. But if your car is just small, I think 600,000 won or 800,000 won. It depends your car model. If it's yeah, if it's big or small. But I prefer to have big car if I will buy car because I'm scared to drive small car. If someone hit me, I get die easily because of your car. It's too small. Mm.
That's the answer for my dubs, because every time when I see a big van or SUV car, it usually is driven by a woman, little fragile woman.
Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, yeah. I can imagine that one. Here in in Korea, guys, because here we have a lot of car heavy industries, and usually people has their own car, and I noticed them their car is too small for me. When the first time I saw their cars before here, when my first time came in Korea, why their car is too small? But that's the normal sizes car in here in Korea. So I surprised
Like in London,
because I
small car,
because in the Philippines we usually have big cars and trucks and buses, really big.
pickup like that.
Up.
It is similar, I think, in Korea like in Japan, because when I was in Japan, it was like that there were a special car designed for the town traffic, and they were very no very wide. The shape was accustomed to
This is strict.
to the streets, which are not very wide. But what is the opposite for wide? Wide. Uh,
Wide, narrow.
Narrow.
Narrow. So
Narrow.
so the cars were also specially constructed, and they were narrow, and their look
Ah,
was very strange. But it was the reason of this, because for these narrow cars you have to pay less insurance, and
yeah.
it was a great difference. So people tend to buy these narrow cars rather than normal cars, and they could pay less for their exploitation of this car.
Mm.
Like in London, there's so many small cars here because there's so many narrow roads.
Mhm.
But their public transportation is so very good.
Mm.
Yeah, in London, yeah, the
Yeah.
public transportation is perfect because of
Perfect.
the metro
The
tube
meter, the tube,
tube.
and the red buses.
Too big.
Yeah.
What I forgot the name of that one. What a double deck.
Double deck bus.
It's really big. I would like to ride that one in the future. uh, okay, guys.
Their bus transportation there is very good.
Mm, I see, I see. Okay, guys. How about Fabio?
Okay. I was reading the question, but they are already like, I don't know, covered. I don't know what would you want. I don't have like,
I would ask you, Fabio, what would you
okay.
do if you get divorced? Answer me.
Oh,
Sure.
okay. So I guess that I just lost the contact with my partner. I will, for sure, at least until now, I will find a new one, right, to live my life with. I will try to restart over, right? I also will start like take care more about my children if I have any of them. Um, yeah, for sure. I just forget about it. Yeah. just try to interact with this person as less as possible, right?
Mm.
Is that are you looking for, Thomas? Is that a correct answer for you?
Yes, it's a good answer, I think. But uh, I
Oh,
wonder.
mhm.
But you haven't been married before, yeah?
No.
You are single,
Uh,
so
Yeah,
it is a
I'm single.
theoretical situation for you. But I am married, so I don't know if I would do this again.
Okay, yeah. I, I guess I already hate my ex-wife, right? Even I don't get married, I already hate her, right?
I
Yeah,
see.
that's true. Okay.
All
So yeah,
right.
that's my answer.
Mm-hmm. How about Arja?
Ah,
Are you still
yes,
there?
yes, yes. In India, same as Korea, I think most of the cars are small. Uh, and maybe you have heard the nano car, very small car. India made it very, very small,
Mm.
tiny. So most of the people use that type of cars, and in India, roads are not so good. That's why public transportation also bad, and there. So it's in India actually it's better if you have a car. Uh,
Mm.
sometimes you need. Sometimes in emergency. You have nothing from if you don't have a personal car, then you can't uh, go anywhere if you wish to go, or if you need to go. Sometimes someone fell sick, then you have nothing to do if you don't have a car.
You can rent a rickshaw, because rickshaw is a very popular vehicle in India.
Yes, but rickshaw is in urban area. There are many facilities, but in village area or rural area, most of the case that you have nothing to do actually. So that's why it's better if you have a car. And I'm not sure, but the tax also not so much, I think.
I see, I see. Okay. So thank you so much, Arja.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I will continue this question, Tom's questions. What will you do if you get divorced? uh, for me, if I get divorced with my husband, I think I have to move on first. Yeah, try not to contact with him. And for the first time, that's really tough for me, for sure. And but I will try to take care of myself first and move forward and try to find new things that are interesting to me, that I will forget my bad situation. And so I will, what's that? I can move on. And yes, just enjoy my life and continue. Life must go on. You don't need to stuck if that person, if you're not happy, so why you have to stuck that person, right? Then just move on, just let go. But it's sad if you get divorced. How about you, Tom? Let me ask you about this question.
About divorcing,
Mhm. When you get divorced, what would you do?
uh, I think that I would try to sustain contacts with my former wife in a good shape, not to hate each other, but communicate, especially that we have a child, and it is good for him not to show any hatred, any quarrels in public, because it could deteriorate his emotional life, and it could cause troubles for him. So it would be better for if we can treat ourselves on a friendly basis. And I think that I would not search for another relationship instantly.
Mhm.
I think that I doubt if I would search for another relationship at all, because I think that I would like to benefit from my loneliness, and to do what I prefer, to what I like most. And I would like to uh, be free for some time, and maybe when I would get bored with my loneliness, maybe after some time I would start to search for a new partner.
Mm.
But I've learned for my experience that it is difficult to say what I would do in concrete in a situation uh, until you find yourself in this exact situation, because it is different to say what I will do if I'm not in this situation.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but when you are in this situation, it could be completely opposite. What would you do? And I had an experience in my life, in my student time. uh, they were two brave students which were acting in the opposition movement, anti-communist movement, and they were one day they were distributing illegal books and illegal newspapers, and one day they were caught by the police, and they were questioned, and they were put in the prison. And in this prison cell, one of them was treated where was he was said that he would be beaten, and that he would be tortured, and some other things. And after staying in this prison, he said to us and to friends that he had broken, and he even signed a declaration that he would not be active in this opposition activity anymore, because he was afraid. And he was frank enough to tell us about this. And he said that he had to do it because he wasn't brave enough. And it was my experience that only when you are confronted with exact situation, you can find what your reaction would be. It is difficult to say, oh, I would be braver than this person, or I would do this or that. It is not possible to say this, and because of that, it is very hard to judge other people how they behaved in this situation. and it is a great experience for me. And I always tell about this because it gave us a perspective that we shouldn't be very brave to judge other people about their activities, and because it could be like that if we would be confronted with such a hard situation, we also could behave not very brave. That's for me.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Tom. So, yes, that was a quite long story.
I am an old timer. I'm a grandfather, nearly. So it is normal.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay. And we
There's so many experience.
yeah, you have a lot of experience anyway, so you can share to us because yeah, we're still what's this learning. You have many experience, so you're expert. Compare us.
Thanks for this
Yeah.
opinion. Maybe it's not completely true, but it's something close to this.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we only have 3 minutes left. So after this one, would you like to have another session or just end up?
I,
Uh,
I have to go
Adeline,
because I will cook my dinner.
You'll
no,
cook
it's
dinner.
it's up to you, Adeline, because I know
Yeah.
this very late on your
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah. It's up to you. You're the admin.
no, no, it's a, for me. I
I'll
think
send link some conference conference ano, like this Zoom. I send you a link in the chat. Inside the chat.
oh, what was that?
Try it.
That
Yeah,
was
you try it.
the first.
Yeah, try it.
Ah, I will check that one
You
later.
check, you check it.
Okay, okay. Oh,
And I must say, Adeline, that I made another video in your platform answering for Marta question about exploring Mars. Have you
oh.
seen it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen it.
Okay, okay. I try as I can to be studious as possible. As
Yeah, I can see you. You're very studious.
yeah.
Yeah, I love your passion to improve
Thanks.
English.
Thanks.
Yeah, just keep doing and be consistent. And thank you so much for joining today. And
Yes.
Arja also, thank you so much for joining. We only have one.
Thank Thomas.
Thanks, Arja. It was very interesting to meet you, and I hope that you will join us next week because it was great to meet you.
Yes, yes. I would like to join every class.
Yeah, I'll see you in the group, guys.
And
Okay.
Arja, I must say you that it was very great for me to meet you because in my youth I have read a book about a journey to Tibet. To Tibet, it was a traveling book
Yeah.
about Lhasa, the city Lhasa, yeah, the saint city for Buddhism
Mm,
monks, yeah.
yes, yes.
And I was very impressed with this story and about Laksa, about this sites of with monks, and it was great.
Yes,
1
Okay.
minute.
less than
Thank
1 minute.
you.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks a
Hey,
lot,
take care,
Adeline.
take care, take care. See you next week.
Yes,